Good morning, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Faith Storms. I'm a licensed social worker, therapist with a passion for energy psychology, law of attraction, and EFT tapping. And today I wanted to talk to you about thoughts and feelings. And I just finished listening to an amazing Q&A webinar connected to the Venus retreat that I'm in, the Venus sequence of the gene keys, and it was amazing. And there were some nuggets that were spoken that I am going to take into my contemplation, but I wanted to share them here in case they may help some of you. So we are in the sphere of emotions. Well, the Venus sequence is all about relationships and emotions. So we are in the sphere of EQ. Let me double check. Yes, we are in the sphere of EQ, which has to do with the second set of 7 years of development, so ages 8 to 14 approximately, and it's all about emotions. So a couple of things that were said that just really resonated with me, and I wrote notes as I was driving. Not a good idea, don't do it, but I scribbled some things down because I'm like, I've got to remember this. So one of the things that was said is that we learn to think our feelings. And I was like, wow, that's really profound. And it's very true. So for those of you that are more logic oriented or have a strong logical side, this may be you. I know this is me. And so that really struck me, and I will be contemplating. Again, the phrase was, we learn to think our feelings. I was like, wow. And then there was some discussion about, well, how do we access our feelings? Like, how do we experience, how do we explore our past or present, frankly? And a couple of people in the Q&A box brought up, like, I don't really remember a lot of specific memories or experiences from that time frame of my life, from the past. And this is common. I see this as a therapist. I have many clients come in who will say, I really don't remember my childhood. I don't remember what happened, when I was a child, when I was a kid. And part of that is the nature of memory formation. Part of it, for many of my clients, is trauma, is stress, is chaos, because trauma interferes with our brain's ability to make and retain memories, to create memories. It actually, stress, prolonged stress, chronic stress from abuse, from neglect, literally impairs the memory formation process. So it is possible that people literally do not have memories of events from their childhood. They just don't. And or the memories could be repressed or blocked, because of trauma. So it's true, some people just don't have those memories. And so this exploration process that I'm in this Venus sequence with thousands of other people, is part of it is like going to your past and exploring those memories and experiences. So the question was, well, what if you don't have them? what if you don't have access to them? And another thing that was said, I think, is very profound, and I will be contemplating, is the idea of let your body tell you the story. So this is where it gets tricky for those of us that have been dissociated from our bodies or aren't as connected to our bodies as might be ideal. So one of the facilitators on the call said, let your body tell you the story. And it doesn't have, so in other words, if you don't have specific memories, specific experiences, you can still explore your emotional past simply by going to the body. There's and I can't think of his name now. There is a gentleman who is a psychologist and therapist and has done extensive work with trauma, and one of his books is called The Body Keeps Score. And I cannot remember his name right now. But that is the truth. your body knows what you went through. Even if you don't have specific memories, even if you don't have specific things that you can bring up, your body knows what you went through at year 8, year 9, year 10. Your body is still holding that somewhere. So if we can practice becoming tuned into our bodies, then you're going to get enough information. You're going to get enough stuff to work with. So let your body tell you the story. Sensations, feelings, etc. Images, like maybe you don't have the whole narrative, but maybe you have flashes of images. Okay. And feelings and body reaction. There you go. That's enough to work with. I know that's what I'll be working with here as I contemplate this. Another profound thing that was said was that pausing, putting in a pause between when we're triggered, when we have a strong emotion come up, and when we do or say something, is the digestion process. And the speaker brought up how, as kids, if you're at the beach, and if you have lunch, you're always told after you have your meal, wait 30 minutes before you go back in the water. And that pause or that break is to allow your stomach to digest the food. And so he equated it to emotionally, we need to do the same thing. When we have a trigger, it's like getting a bunch of food in our stomachs, in our emotional stomachs. And before we can take appropriate action, you need to give yourself time to digest. I thought that was a really, really nice analogy. So pausing, which is what the Gene Keys speaks about, what Richard Rudd teaches that in his contemplation process, is the very first step is to pause. To pause. I know I teach this to my clients. It's like feelings are not the problem. It's what we do about them or what we say because of our feelings that can become the problem or can cause us challenges in life. So when you have a feeling, when you have a flood, especially if you have a flood of feeling or a flood of intensity, take a deep breath, slow, gentle breath, and pause. Pause. Do not say anything. Do not do anything. Do not make decisions. Pause. And the pause allows for emotional digestion. I think that is really beautiful. And in the Gene Keys approach to these various emotions and thoughts and dynamics and shadow states, there are 3 words that were also brought up at the end of the webinar: allow, accept, and embrace. So we need to allow our feelings and reactions and thoughts, and then we need to accept our feelings and reactions and thoughts, and eventually lovingly embrace them. It's a process. It is a process. And that also leads me to think about and mention Byron Katie and her process of the work, which is a process of questioning the thoughts. So when you have judgmental thoughts, when you have negative thoughts and upsetting thoughts, or thoughts that upset you, she has a process by which you do allow, accept, and embrace those thoughts. You do stop fighting them and essentially you befriend them. You see the truth in these thoughts. So anyways, Byron Katie, the work is really great if you're struggling with negative thoughts and judgmental thoughts. Her process inquiry is amazing and really, really helpful. So those are my thoughts for today. I hope that is helpful. I know I will be contemplating this. I think they are juicy, wonderful ideas here. So have a great day. Until next time.